So I've been working a lot on my 6.4 Powerstroke recently, and I did have to go ahead and replace the turbo. It failed due to lack of oil because my oil filter plate broke loose and let all the oil out of the truck, and it destroyed the turbo. So this is actually the old one. This is a variable geometry turbo, which, you know, it's pretty freaking cool. I think it'd be fun to take this thing apart and see what's on the inside. And just take a look at the all the pieces that move inside, and look at the impeller, and look at how the VGT actuator arm works. So we'll dive into it. So I could put just a few drops of some oil onto those threads, and it helps to prevent them from galling. So the last thing we need is to have them have some issues when we're pulling them off. Chuck up my 11 millimeter, it should be the right size, and it is. Just so that I don't forget stuff, we'll go ahead and we'll just kind of like mark where the housing's at. You don't have to be super fancy about it, but just put a couple of marks there so we can remember in case we decide we want to put something back together. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take this outer portion of the housing off carefully. Just lift it straight up. This one is already a damaged housing. Ooh. Wow, look at all that nasty buildup in there. Whew. That's from when I used to have the crankcase. There's a lot of oil in here too. That's from when I used to have the crankcase ventilating into the system. I have a feeling that some of that oil is from that. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's a lot of oil in here. That's bad. That's nasty looking in there. You can also see here on the other side where the impeller has been hitting the inside of the housing, so it scraped all this off, scraped it all clean. And then here's all the oil and soot all right in there. Kind of interesting, kind of cool to look at. Now we can take our impeller and you can see the movement in it. You can even hear it. It has a lot of movement in it, way too much. It should not be moving that much. And you can see the outside of the impellers have chunks missing off of them all the way around. So this sucker was making contact, which is where all my noise, I had a clattering noise going on, and pretty quickly figured out it was the turbo. All right, well, now that we got the cold side housing off, let's take our hot side housing off. So let's go loosen up this other guy. Okay, yeah, it's off. Oh, there it goes. And separate this part. There we go. Okay, we should be able to kind of just pull this guy off and out. Let's go ahead and mark this one too, so we just don't forget. All right, how do we separate this guy? I have a feeling that might be a little bit seized. We can try giving a couple little taps here. And it's not budging. How are we gonna separate this guy? Well, the cold side came off easy. The hot side, on the other hand, is being a little pill. Yeah, look at all the oil coming out of there. So there's a lot of oil in there. I had a feeling that when the turbo blew, it took out the, I think it took out the oil seal as well. it's cracked free. I can see it lifting. Let's see here. All right, she is free. Oh my. Whew. So this is our turbo cartridge here. You can see here's your arm that goes through and turns this little square shaped little thing. So let me just kind of turn the housing over. Yeah, it's got a bunch of crap flying out of here. Oh, okay. I guess that part will just fall right on out. So it has all these like little fingers inside here. So it looks like the way this thing works. Oh, there's like an interesting little ring seal in here too. Cool. So the way this thing works, it has these square pegs. So here is these little square peg pieces here, and they can spin. Now those interlock with these pieces inside here. When you look inside here, you can see there's a square hole right there, and these guys all turn. So that square peg goes into this square hole, and then when the ring moves, it takes these things and it moves them like this. And if you look down further in the housing, right down inside here, you can see those are actually connected to a fin on the other side. So right inside here, there's a little fin inside there. This ring needs to sit in here at a very specific position because it needs to line up with our actuator. So this would be at a very specific portion on here. And I am trying to see if there is some sort of key, and I don't see one. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. So there is a different offset on a couple of these. I mean, this should drop it in right here. Try and get all these little squares back in. Got it. All right. We are back in. This is a very messy job, as you can see. Lots of soot, which kind of makes sense, right? It's an exhaust stream, so. Whew, that's ashy. So this thing, we can move it and actuate all of our internals in here. You can see all them rotating together. And all the fins inside open when you rotate this. Well, that's pretty cool. Oops, just went too far. Shit. Yeah, if you go too far with it, it actually, all the blocks slide out. in. All right, so the goal is don't move it too far, otherwise it will mess up on you. Back over to the turbine. This sucker has a lot of play. It's been hitting on this side too. Not as intensely, but it's been hitting on. So you can actually see how shiny these blades are too. So this thing was hitting on the exhaust side as well. So it's hitting on the exhaust side and on the intake side. Well, there you have it.